What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today we have another model review for you guys. Today we have the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Colorado 1 livery with the Canyon blue tail for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's review, as this is a really cool model, and I'm very excited to get to review this one for you guys. A very neat one, and it looks fantastic in anybody's collection. Hope you guys are excited for it, and without any further delay, let's get started with the box as per usual here. Here's the box. Now, as you guys may or may not know, Southwest Airlines has their really cool all-white box design from GeminiJets, which I think is really cool. So you have the GeminiJets made for collectors by collectors. You have the CGI in front, Boeing 737-700. You got the Southwest right there. So pretty simple box, not too much to it. It's a rather simple box, and it looks good, though, from Southwest. I think it's pretty awesome. So hopefully in the future, maybe they'll integrate a pamphlet, because I still think the information is helpful, whether it's about Southwest or whatever the case may be. You got all the fun trademarks right there, and this is a 2019 release. I believe this came out in November. So a relatively new model, and I'll explain why I'm unboxing this here, or reviewing this here in a minute. Here's the model itself. Now, this is a fantastic model from GeminiJets. They really did a good job. This model is very unique for a variety of reasons, so I'm excited to dive into that with you guys. And once again, this is a really cool model right here. I'm very glad to have it in the collection. And just taking a broad look, a general assessment, it looks fantastic, as you guys can see with all this detail right here. So let's take a more in-depth look at it, guys. Alrighty, here we go. So let's zoom in a little bit more. This is a little bit smaller of an aircraft, but not get it pixelated, of course. Here we go. Here's the nose cone. Now, the nose shape is not, literally perfect, but it's very acceptable in my opinion, and I think it turned out quite good. You have the cockpit windows along with the nose cowling piece. You have the really nice Colorado 1 right here, and then you have the nose landing gear door along with the nose landing gear itself. Nose landing gear door is slightly big, but it still looks really nice, and it's turned out pretty good considering GeminiJets at the time. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about this mold as we progress through it. Now, here's where the livery starts. You have your navy shade and then the white shade start representing the Colorado flag. Speaking of which, you have the L1 boarding door. I do not know what this says right here, but it probably is something pretty good. Then you have the nice big Colorado 1C right here, which looks really good with the red and yellow. And then the fuselage continues as so. I'm not sure what this, indentation is right here. I'm not sure exactly what happened with that, but that's okay. Southwest Airlines, of course, has their full economy product, so you're not going to be finding any different cabins throughout here. You have your CFM56 engine right here, which turned out pretty good on this mold. It looks nice. Then you have the antenna along with the emergency exit right here and the pad for that, which looks great. You have these slats right there with the flaps and speed brakes. Pretty good detail right there, as you guys can see. They did a really good job nailing the blue right here as well. That's very much appreciated. There's the main landing gear as well. It looks quite nice. Here's this Wi-Fi box. This turned out really good on this mold. I think it looks really good. And then here's a view of the other side of the wing right there. As you can tell, it looks pretty good. Registration November 230 Whiskey November, as you guys can see right here. And here's the L2 door, the US flag, in the beautiful Southwest Airlines Canyon blue tail. Truly looks fantastic on this aircraft. I'm super glad to have it. And along with the horizontal stabilizers, they are very nice, level and flat, and I'm very appreciative of that on this aircraft, as GeminiJets has struggled with that with some of the newer molds. Here's that indentation again with the right side. Again, the right side's pretty similar to the left. You do have a luggage door right there, as per usual, on both the front and the back. And yeah, the rest of the model is pretty standard from there in terms of the fuselage. Here's the top of the aircraft. As you guys can see, we have some pretty good detail there on the wings, and also on the top of the aircraft, you can see the C coming over there, so that turned out quite good. Here's the bottom of the aircraft as well. As you guys can see, we have a stand hole, we have the main landing gear as well, and the antenna on the bottom, which looks great. All right, we'll just start right here actually, so let me flip my camera around. Alrighty, so here we're starting with the right side of the aircraft today. Here is the front right here. Here is the front itself, which is not bad, outside the nose, which is okay. Here's the front left right here. This looks really nice. I like this angle. Here is the left. And here is the back left. And here is the back itself. Here is the back right. And last but certainly not least, here is the right. So this model is pretty good overall. There are a couple of small details I wanted to note. So first and foremost, this is GeminiJets' original 737-700 mold. So what happened here is GeminiJets ended up upgrading to a JC Wing 737-700 mold. Sorry about that, guys. They ended up upgrading to a 737-700 mold back in 2015, it was, somewhere in there. I believe the first one they did was like the Southwest Heart liveries, the first one that comes to mind, although there probably was a couple of releases before that, so don't take my full quoting on that. So that was one of the first aircraft they did, and then they progressed into, they ended up doing a couple 737-700s with the older mold once again, which I'm not sure why, but they had aerials, which was really interesting, just like this one. So Colorado one was one, Tennessee one was another one, and I don't know if they did any others. There was only a few, and then Gemini just reverted back with the Florida one 737-700 back to the newer mold, and they are still using that to this day. A recent release includes the United 737-700 with the splits. That was the first of its type though. So I don't know, like the KLM 737-700 would be a good example of this. So this mold does have some small defects like the nose, like I said. Outside of that, this mold's really pretty outstanding. The nose landing gear door is also slightly big. Outside of that, that's pretty good. Not sure about the back of the engines as well. That might be a little accurate right there. Everything else in this model is outstanding. The tail and pretty much the whole empennage in general is really nice on this model. They did a great job on that. Fuselage is really nicely put together. The wings are nice and level, which looks great. The main landing gear also very nice for the time, and considering that it was a really old mold, this one truly turned out really well, so I was very happy to get to see that right there. That was awesome. Here's some history on the aircraft. So of course, this is the Colorado one 737-700, as we can see right here. So the line number or serial number was 34529, line number of 1868, 737H4 right there, or 737-7H4. There we go. This aircraft had its first flight on January 1st, 2006. It is 16.8 years old and has two CF56 to 7B24s right there. And there's a Tulsa flight right there in 2022, April 29th. That's pretty cool. That was reported. So that's pretty neat. Outside that, this aircraft does now have the hardtail, and the reason I chose to review this aircraft because I'll be getting that NG Models one that just came out, so I will be selling this one. I thought it was quite a really good model for the collection, so I definitely wanted to send it off in style, so I thought I would give it one really nice review before I sent it off to a new owner, and I hope that new owner enjoys it because it really is a remarkable model, and I wish I could justify having two of these, but unfortunately, I'm not sure if I can. Maybe we'll consider. I did keep my other Maryland one, but that model was a little bit harder to find, was the reason I chose to do that. Although I could keep this one as well for a retro Tulsa project or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to think about it, but at some point I would not be surprised if I choose to part ways with this model, not because it did anything wrong, but just because of the current predicament that we're in. So nothing wrong with the model, just a little note there, but ultimately a fantastic model. If you can find this one, or this is also pretty similar to the NG one, just give some additional detail like the 737-900 back here, and that will be what we're looking at. If you'd like to get this model, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic model for any collection, and it is truly one of a kind. A really cool model in a very neat mold right here from Gemini. So you really get various elements with this model. This one or the Tennessee one, I would recommend both those. So be sure to comment below and let me know what models you guys like to see next. I have a couple pre-recorded here, but once I start seeing some comments about some models, I'll be sure to get those reviewed for you guys. So I hope you guys are excited for those. And with that, that will do it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.